We're back. I'm back here with Stig. And in the last video we covered quite a lot. We covered about your background and how you do these, what some people would consider extreme sports, and how that ties into the spirituality of what you do, and the science and the medicine, and which it makes so fascinating, and your desire to help people, which is why we're here in the first place. So,
yes,
Stig, I think it's so interesting that a 4-time free diving world champion is also from Denmark. Maybe you didn't know that he's from Denmark.
with a Swedish mom. You probably give me plus points on that.
I give you plus points for that.
Yeah.
One. Exactly. So we mentioned about the nervous system. So let's dig deeper now today and give you some practical applications also. So the nervous system, let's talk about it. Well, what is the nervous system?
The nervous system is the most incredible complex organism on this planet. It's the most complex network that we know of. If you take supercomputers, whatever we know, the human brain and the wires that run out from that, the nervous system, is the most complex system. Trillions of nerves and signals, and it's just a very complex, incredible thing.
Yeah.
And to talk about the nervous system in a more simple way, which I love to do, so people kind of understand what we're talking about. The nervous system has 2 branches, like a tree. So the nervous system obviously runs from our brain in the brainstem into the entire body and connects with every cell. So that can be signals from the hormones in the blood transported out, or from the nerves, and they are signaling substances that tell maybe the membranes to shut tight, or to open here, or to build some more muscle here. So it's a pathway 2 ways, back and forth from the brain to the body, and then the feedback from the body. But again, to make it simple, the nervous system is divided in 2 branches. Usually you call one the fight and flight, the stressful system. That's a sympathetic nervous system, if you want that Latin name, but it doesn't really matter. And then you have the other branch, the parasympathetic, but let's just call it rest and digest. This is the system we want to focus on. There has to be a balance, obviously. You shouldn't be too stressed all the time, but you also shouldn't be too lazy and too relaxed. There should be a balance, but we tend to be way too much in the stress system because of all the inputs we get from all the things, the smartphones and being online all the time. And the breathing moves you into the relaxed system, and especially the exhale, like we talked about last time. The key to relaxation is in the exhalation, because now we move into a specific part of the nervous system, of the parasympathetic, this relaxed system, called the vagus nerve.
Okay.
And people might not know this nerve out there, but they have it. It's the 10th cranial nerve. We have 12 in all. Humans have 12 pairs that run from the brain, so like 12 wires running out. And this 10th cranial nerve is one of the most important, because it connects from the lower part of our brain, actually where it meets the brain stem, and then it runs into our lungs, and it runs into our heart, and it also runs to all our internal organs, and actually also down to the lower part, so to the lower part of the spine and the reproductive organs. And when you breathe slowly and exhale and also hold your breath, why this is so fascinating, you tap right into that system. And that is the secret of yoga. That is how yogis for thousands of years have been able to lower the heart rate, how they can stay focused, meditation for hours and hours, and stay in this relaxed state. When you look at a yogi, just stay relaxed no matter what happens around him. The world is going crazy. It's just, because you can learn to tap into that. And that's my whole point of trying to teach people this. Everyone can tap into this.
Right.
Everyone. By exhaling slowly, it's like hitting a switch. You flip that switch, you turn on the green button, you go into the relaxed system. As a matter of fact, maybe we should try it with people watching now, so they can see that it's actually true.
Let's do one right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, seeing is believing, but feeling it is even better.
Yeah.
So
do this with us now.
Yeah, very simple exercise. But again, with breathing, don't be fooled by the simplicity. It's very efficient.
Right.
So people should never think, oh, that's so simple, I can do that in 1 minute. Yes, but feel that difference. Feel the shift of your mind going into a more relaxed place. Okay. So we do this very simple exercise. It's called 1-2 breathing.
Okay.
So the inhalation is part 1, let's say 5 seconds. The exhalation is doubled, so 10 seconds. Some people like to do 4 inhale, 8 or 3, 6, but I'm sure people get the picture. 1, 2, so double the exhale. And what you want to do when you do breathing exercise, and that's a wonderful thing about breathing, you can do it everywhere. In the office, in the car, if you're going on a plane, you're a bit nervous before flying. When you're going to a meeting, you're going to perform, maybe on stage, maybe you're singing, maybe you have an act coming up. Then you just sit or stand or whatever you do, and you focus on your breathing. And you inhale with your nose for many reasons, but let's just for simplicity now say we inhale always with the nose. Nose is for breathing, mouth is for eating. Very easy to remember. So you inhale, and you really try to use your diaphragm. So you try to do a deep inhale into the bottom of your lungs. You don't want the top breathing because that's stressful, that's tension. No, you want to just let those shoulders down, relax your lower jaw, because people tend to keep a lot of emotional tension here. So just by dropping the jaw, maybe you even feel this, like the release in your neck and the muscles. Then you drop the tongue into the bottom of the floor of your mouth. You just, leave the tongue. Not looking too intelligent actually, just sitting like that, completely relaxed. And then you breathe in with your nose. And when you come to the top of the inhalation without going too high, then you wait a little bit, let your body take that rest. And after 1-2 seconds, and you take your time. And you make the exhale double. You don't have to count the seconds like 3, 6, but about double. And the point is when you go into that longer exhale, you go straight into the relaxation part of your nervous system. So when you do the double exhale, you stay double the time in the relaxed system. We mentioned it before, inhaling is a bit stressful. Actually, your heart rate goes up because you create tension and the blood pressure rises when you inhale. You can almost see it, right? You create pressure. So when you exhale, everything comes down. Your muscles relax, your brain relaxes, and it follows this exhale. So this is also the trick how you can actually use it as a breathing meditation and put your brain and your mind back to a relaxed state.
Right. And how easy maybe to do anywhere.
It is, and it takes 2 minutes to do it, you know.
Yeah.
And another thing maybe you want to comment on that is this, I call it breath control. Because I like to know where the air is going and how much is coming in. So you want to start, now it's getting a little bit sexy here, but I hope that's okay. You want to start and breathe down into your belly. You don't want to hold this tight and
that's right.
Because that's tension, that's stress, that's tension. No, you relax. And you know, people have this. Everyone knows this. When they come home after work, it's been a long day, the kids have been screaming, you know, you got on that plane, whatever, you sit down, what do you do? What do you do at home? What do you do when you sit down after a long day? You say a sound. You say, And that is the body's timeless wisdom. The body knows how to relax, but we forget because we are so clever. We're so much in the mind and we think we're so clever. But the body knows, but we tend to forget. So the body knows, what happens? You make the exhale long. You produce a sound that is actually produced because your vocal cords come together a little bit and the air flows out in a relaxed way. What does that do? That turns on that vagus nerve. By the way, you have one in each side so that people don't think, you know, I didn't study my biology. But for, you know, simplicity, we have this nerve running down. You talk with your heart. You become so intimate with yourself and you send that signal to your heart, slow down, my friend. Relax. And what happens with the blood pressure? It drops. The heart is relaxing. There's enough of oxygen coming out. Blood pressure says, oh, great, I don't have to work so much. Everything falls into place.
Isn't this interesting? And Stig is quite familiar with what I do. And you notice, you who have studied with me, you recognize these things. And this is one of the reasons why singing in and of itself has such a calming effect, because we are actually triggering the parasympathetic nervous system because the exhale tends to be longer when we sing.
Absolutely.
So
Just a disclaimer, I cannot sing, I never sang, I don't know anything about, singing. I love to talk about breathing, and I think it's interesting. We have these discussions, but
yes.
don't make me sing, they're going to turn off immediately.
You see the fear and the anxiety he has now?
No, it's just
No,
for being
just
kind to the people watching. Out of kindness.
So Stig sings wonderfully, by the way. What was I going to say?
These parallels.
Yes, these parallels, right?
Yeah.
And this is exactly why we do what we do in the method that I've developed, right? That we start off with this kind of exhale, the release, right? Because all singers have been told breath control in the kind of way where it becomes held, restricted, fearful, trying to do it right. I'm supposed to do something correctly. I'm supposed to stand straight, but it doesn't create the freedom that Stig has when he breathes. So when he uses the word control, it is for his mastery of knowing what to do. What did you say? To actually know what's going to... You put it
to
in some
regulate.
Kind of
you can use the word regulation if people think control is too harsh.
Right. And it's not.
But it's to know where you put the air, how much is going out. Like if you want a little example, we got wires and everything here, but you can breathe in the middle. This is why I do this. It's so fascinating what the body can do, and everyone can do this at home.
Right.
And I want people to do this stuff, because the breathing is the most important thing we have. Single most important.
Yeah.
End of discussion. Right? Without breath,
yeah,
there's no
without
life.
it would be tough to have fun.
No life without breath. So people should try at home, That's what you call belly breathing or the normal yoga breathing, but you can also...
See that? This is beautiful. I just want to add then again, a lot of singers who have been taught about breath control and stuff have very restricted and stiff. They hold a lot. They hear this term, sing from your stomach, and they don't realize that thought in and of itself tends to create a lot of push and stuff like that. But see the
emotional tension in the solar plexus. Here we keep a lot of stuff. If that's not released and we don't breathe fully, that gets stuck there.
Exactly.
And it doesn't come out.
But watch that beautiful movement.
Now the thing I wanted to show was you can also breathe here. You can breathe here. If you're a little bit bored one day, you sit at home, what should I do? You can breathe in one side. So, there is so much fun to explore in your own body, and it's right there with you all the time. That's what I want people to do, be a kid again, because children are very good at this. They're open-minded, they say, I can do that.
Yeah.
And we might get into that in the third video by some other crazy stuff we can do.
Yes.
But it has a purpose, it's good for your health.
Yeah.
And if you want to lose weight and if you want to perform and become strong, there are other exercises that are a bit more extreme, but you can apply them.
Yeah.
But you need to have control. That's what we came from.
Yes, exactly. And this ability to just shift the sides a little bit here, a little bit there. Why not there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which obviously takes a lot of training. So let's not fool anyone to think that.
But it's important to mention anybody can do this. I'm not different than anybody else genetically, background. I was born in Denmark, whatever.
Yeah. And we're both into skill development, and that's again this is not So he has extraordinary skills, and even if we just learn a little bit of what he can do, it's fantastic. So what I like to do, I'm going to show you something. You're going to watch this video, and then we're going to come back and talk about the importance of this. But just watch, shall we? And see what this man can do. All right, here we go.
Do you want to come here and take your shirt off?
The scientists want to investigate whether Stig can really lower his heart rate through willpower alone.
So let's just pop this in a little bit of cold gel.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Can he consciously control his heart outside water?
What we can see on the echocardiogram, this is the heart here. You can see it just pumping away beautifully. There's the walls of the left ventricle, and we can see the valves in there. That's the mitral valve. As blood flows in, and then as the ventricle contracts, pushes out through the aorta.
Stig's heart rate before the experiment is 94 beats per minute.
So should I start to lower the heart rate?
Yep, let's do it.
And then it drops quickly.
So right now his heart rate is down to 46, 43,
It was a steep drop.
40.
Look
It's
at that
down
40
to
now.
40.
That's absolutely amazing.
It's down to 36.
Well, you can't
That's
go
terrific.
Stig's incredible mental control of his physiology is the key to his record-breaking breath holds.
The echocardiogram was remarkable, really. We can learn an awful lot from Stig, and that is that we can control what our body does with the right type of approach, with the right type of training.
So, you're lying down and you just lower your heart rate, just like that. It seems that we can't see what you're doing.
No.
But there's something that you're able to do within and lower your heart rate significantly and quickly. Now, of course, I realize if I ask you how you do it, I'm not going to know how to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it, but still, I have to ask that question. How do you do it?
Well, let me tell you how not to do it.
Okay.
Maybe the worst answer you ever got in your life or any interview. But to paint a picture, when people ask me this question, I ask them another question.
Huh?
Can you raise your heart rate? Have you ever been stressed? Oh yeah, when I get nervous, my heart goes like through the roof. Oh, I can't control it.
That's right.
I do the opposite. I speak with my heart, I keep this intimate relationship. I talk with the vagus nerve that we've covered now. Actually, vagus nerve means the wandering nerve. It's like the word vagabond. It's because it's the longest nerve we have, 3 feet long, running from that lower part of the brain into your heart, into your internal organs. So I connect with that in the exhale or even when you hold your breath.
Okay.
And I connect with the heart, and then I either use some visualization imagery where I use my sensory system to imagine that I have a conversation with my heart. And I talk to my heart. I don't demand. I communicate. And I ask, can you beat a little bit more slowly, please? And the heart goes, sure. And then also when you hold your breath or exhale slowly, you trigger the vagus nerve, which will automatically lower the heart rate. So I use different techniques, both mental training techniques and also physiological, or if you want the big word, neurophysiological techniques, because through the physiology, I go to the nervous system.
Yes.
But it just goes to prove that we can actually go the other way of stress. We can reduce the heart rate. And everybody doesn't have to go to 30 beats a minute or whatever I lower it to, but if you can lower your heartbeat just 5 beats per minute, your whole body is going to feel, on a subconscious level and a conscious level, but on a subconscious level, the feedback, it's called biofeedback. All these signals that go from your body through the nervous system back to your brain is called feedback. And that, of course, triggers a response from your brain. And when you have a good positive feedback, the brain sends a signal out, hey, we're in a good mood, heart is slowing down, everything's good, let's produce some more serotonin, let's make some more dopamine, let's feel even better.
Yeah.
So it's a positive spiral. It's not the stress spiral going down, it's a good one. And the wonderful thing is that everyone can actually tap into this. Maybe not to the same degree, I've trained for many, many years, but everybody can absolutely tap into this and learn how to lower the heart rate.
Yeah. And it's not hard to imagine the implication that would have on us in all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
And for you watching this, you know that I not only teach how to develop the voice and get the freedom in the voice, but also how to perform. How do you perform at your peak when it matters the most? What are you going to do when you have that anxiety, you have that, or maybe the voice isn't functioning? We have all these fears that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So wow, how powerful. Let me now bring up the hormones. What happens when this stress versus rest and digest? We produce different things, right? So let's talk about adrenaline and the other things.
I'll explain it in a simple way. We have the nervous system, we have the 2 branches. The stress system and the relax system. Let's just call it that. The stress system runs on adrenaline and on long-term cortisol that builds back up the body. Both of those are survival hormones. That's why it's called fight or flight. You either have to fight the bear or whatever danger or get out of that situation. So it's a short-term survival. We all know this feeling, a car drives by or a bus and you see the hairs will rise and you get this rush of adrenaline. It's quick. It's even so quick that if you're stumbling before you fall to the ground, that signal will go out. It will fire up in the nerves. It will tell the muscles to contract, and you will be able not to fall. That's how quickly it is. It's milliseconds.
Yep.
Okay. But when you're in that system, after week, after week, after month, after year, it wears you down because your heart is beating faster, the blood pressure rises, and that's like the epidemic disease we see around
Exactly.
our planet. Stress, stroke, hypertension, unproductivity. People have to leave work for months
Yep.
because they're just worn out. On the other side,
And I was just going to add to that then that's the thing, because these days we aren't afraid of survival in that sense. We don't have the attacking
No.
animal, right? For us, the fear is what we create, this, I have to do this, I have to do that, money, and all
a lot of
all the
mental
pressures
stress,
of it. Right.
psychological stress, but it is by the body perceived as a tiger
And then
attacking.
exactly.
It's
still-
a real stress.
Exactly, and it's still the survival and the fight for survival
Yeah.
in that sense. But the problem is that it doesn't shut off, because then we still sleep with that and we're still thinking about these problems that we have, and it never shuts off.
And
so then,
what happens, of course, is let's call the stress system like the 911 system, right?
Yeah.
You call 911. What happens? The red siren or the blue siren start. Woo, woo, woo. Survival. What's the most important thing? Survive. How do I do it? I do only one thing.
Right.
I fight and I forget everything else. What does this mean? This means that the rest and digest system is completely shut down, completely ignored. This means the food is not digested, the muscles are not built. You need to make amino. You have all this transportation to make protein and to make muscle, so you're not actually maintaining your body. What does this mean to your immune system? Forget about the immune system. We have an alarm here. We have a fire going on. Forget about the immune system. We got to run. This tiger is attacking. That's what the body is perceiving. So we're in this constant, survival mode. And this, of course, has a negative effect on our health, because when we don't have time to digest the food, we don't have time to nurture the nervous system. Our brain doesn't have time to recollect and order the inputs and the brain messages and the thoughts we have. So when you're in this system, it truly is a horrible situation.
Yeah.
This alarm.
And this is why this is so important. That is not only for athletic performance, it is for life. And like you mentioned, the digestive system. So imagine we're eating and we're in adrenaline mode. How often do we do that, right? Oh no, I gotta hurry. I'm in a rush to eat, and I'm thinking about all the problems and everything that's attacking my instinct for survival, right? That's the fear I live with.
And without going too much
So-
into diets, I know for myself, from a hectic life, I'm no saint. What do you eat when you're on the go, in a rush, in the airport? Whatever comes along, maybe even a chocolate bar, or nothing wrong with that, but I think people get the picture.
Yeah.
You eat whatever is there, and often, without going too much into this, when you're stressed and depressed, I think people can relate to this. You eat fatty stuff, you eat salty stuff. The body's craving things because you're in this fight and flight. You want to have some fast energy
Right.
and sugar.
Yep.
Whereas if you're relaxed, you're with your friends, you're with your family, you chew the food, the digestive system goes, we have time. You have time to actually take out all the nutrients and all the trace minerals.
Right.
That's why you feel better. So when you go into that other system, you shut down the stress system, and that's why we want to use breathing to go to that system.
Brilliant. So we're told, shown this 1-2, and obviously there are much more exercises, but that one alone, how often do we do it? Think about that.
Yeah.
So again, it's like you said, we don't want to dismiss something just because it's simple.
No, absolutely
It's
not.
very important. So tap into that now. In the third video, we're going to go further, but use this a couple of times. Now, this is also, we should also mention when we then turn on the parasympathetic nervous system,
The relaxed system, yes.
the relax, the rest and digest system,
Yeah.
we also produce different kinds of hormones, like, for example,
That's very important, of course. I call them the happy hormones.
Right.
That's not a scientific term, but one is called serotonin, another one is called dopamine.
Yeah.
But these are the things that make you feel good.
yeah,
These are the things that make you relax. So it's contrary to the adrenaline and cortisol that says alarm.
Yeah.
Here it says, I'm in a good place. Let's boost the immune system. We have lots of time. Let's check up on how the muscle is actually building in our body. Let's go and put the mind and the thoughts into a right order.
Yeah.
And that's also why you become more productive and more creative when you go into that relaxed state. And I guess, in short, that's why you say breaks are important. breaks are important.
yeah.
And that's also the breath hold break, this longer break. It's a little break you give yourself from
Yeah.
not being in that. And just to end maybe the stress system, again, we're talking about elevating the conscious thinking or the conscious awareness of breathing. And when we're stressed, whatever it's the physical stress, mental stress, spiritual stress, the breathing goes without pause. So people at home, try to reflect on this a little bit. When you have children crying or people that are upset, angry, losing control, that was not my fault. No, I'm not going to do that again. If you do that again, I swear. You know, there's no pause. And when you're crying, there is no pause. And this is firing to the stress system. So it's a negative spiral. There's no pause. There's no time to rest. There's no time to digest. No time to have creative thoughts because you're in this bad situation.
Yeah.
Again, you make that little pause. You exhale slowly or you hold your breath for 5 seconds. You slide into that other system.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous shift that can happen in a few seconds.
Wonderful. Shall we give them one more exercise? Something to try out a little bit before.
Yeah, we can go up one notch, a little bit more advanced.
Yes. And
I'm sure you're ready for that out there.
And then in the next video, we'll take it to the next level and
Yeah.
what to do to move beyond that. But let's do that.
Yeah, so we did already the 1-2 breathing. It's kind of easy to remember, so if people can just do that, they'll feel, the benefits quickly, I hope. And then we do now a little introduction of a breath hold, since I love holding my breath so much, and I know all the wonderful benefits it brings. So I want people to experience this. And it ties into everything we've talked about with the taking in the air, then holding the breath to make that pause, but also connecting the inhale and the exhale. So now instead of doing 1-2 breathing, we do 1-4-2, right? So that means inhaling on the 1, holding the breath for 4, and then exhaling on 2. So it's still the same, doubling the exhale as the inhale, but in between there we put a pause of 4. Yeah? So I'll just demonstrate it quickly. Again, nose is for breathing, mouth for eating. You can exhale with the mouth, that's fine, but use the nose to inhale. Okay, so you just sit straight, open your chest, not too much, just sit straight. You have to open your spine and you have to sit like you're a proud child, a little bit like that. When you open your chest like this, the heart has much more room to actually work. You can imagine if you sit like this, the breathing is constricted, the heart rate is, affected. You sit like this. Close your eyes if you want, because then it's easy to go into yourself. And then you breathe the 1, which is then 4 seconds, or we can take 3 seconds. Doesn't matter. Let's take 3 seconds. So I will show with my fingers. So you inhale. And I'm making this sound now that we might come back to, but that's maybe in the next video.
Okay.
It's just so people can hear it. Okay, so you inhale. I start again. You inhale. That was 3. Then I have to hold it for 12. And then I slide slowly into the exhale, which is 6. And that's it. And then you start again. The whole point with this is it's a brilliant training exercise in the sense that you really gain a feeling for your capacity.
Right.
Is it 3 seconds? Is it 5 seconds? It doesn't matter. Just what fits you.
Yeah.
And then often people go, holding the breath is quite easy for that short time, but then exhaling can become complicated. If they inhale for 5, then they have to exhale for 10. Oh, they finished at 8.
Right.
And then they...
Yes.
That's not the point. You should not force the air out.
Right.
So what it actually is, it's a discovery
Yeah.
of your own breathing capacity.
Yes.
And once you play with that for a few days, you'll be a master at that one at least, and you will know exactly how much air to let in to have 3 or 5 or whatever you want on the inhale.
Right.
Then you make that pause, and then you exhale double. And it's a fun exercise, and it puts you right into that relaxation mode, and just closing your eyes and listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going to another dimension.
Yes.
Going to another dimension.
And I've been doing this for years, decades, frankly. But this is wonderful. Now everybody's going to be on a different tempo, but I still think just to be engaged here, let's do it. Everybody does it once. shall
Yeah,
we?
I'll instruct.
Right.
Yes.
And even if the tempo is different for you, then you're going to play around with that, like Stig said.
Yeah.
After this video.
Let's do it twice actually to
Okay.
really just emphasize what it is.
All right.
One where people are looking, and I'll show the fingers.
Yep.
So it's very passive and easy to follow.
Yep.
Then we do one where you close your beautiful eyes and just listen to my voice.
Good.
You don't have to look at my fingers. I will count out with my voice.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Let's do
Okay?
that then. So really do this now. Feel what happens.
So we do
All right.
the same as before. 3, 12, 6, which is 1, 4, 2. Okay?
Yes. All right. Here
So
we
we
go.
get ready. So first we sit up straight. We take one breath first, like, okay, we know we're relaxed now. And then we start. Inhale. Hold the breath. Relax your shoulders. That's 12, and then we exhale. 6. Yes. Beautiful. And we do the same again, and people can close their eyes, and we don't have to look at my fingers. I'll just say inhale. 1, 2, 3. Close your throat. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep relaxing. 6, 7. Relax your shoulders. 8, 9, 10. Relax your jaw. 11, 12. And slowly exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can continue again. You inhale slowly. 1, 2, 3. But we stop here. But I'm sure people get the idea now. And I
Yes.
feel already
Mm.
this shift in energy around me.
Yes.
I work with energy, so people can call me cuckoo if they want. But I feel this immensely. I feel this whole. We are vibrating energies. That's all we are. Music, sound, love, heartbeat. It's
Yes.
impulses. It's a vibration with the universe. That's okay. If you want the 5-second, what's the purpose of yoga? Okay, it's to unite with the universe. You do things. You become flexible. You stretch. You do mind exercises. You climb up the ladder. But in the end, it's what's called samadhi or nirvana. You want to unite with the universe. That's the purpose of yoga.
Wonderful.
Okay?
Wonderful.
You want to connect with this energy around you.
Yes.
I want you to tap into that relaxed energy. We talked about a little bit in an earlier video that this energy spreads from you, and people want to be near you, and they feel comfortable, they feel relaxed in your presence. Let's turn it around. If you're stressed and you have people, sweating
Yeah.
and different, smelling of stress, you become stressed because that vibration, that negative energy affects you.
Mm-hmm.
So we should be open-minded a little bit to the spiritual side, if we can call it that.
Mm-hmm.
It is all science. Tesla did a lot of stuff on all this. It's very scientific,
Yeah.
but it's hard to prove scientifically. We don't have the measurement fine enough yet to really understand this.
Right. Right.
But timeless wisdom has told us for thousands of years that we can tap into this universal energy.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's called prana in the Indian system. If you want to, you probably, some of people know yoga, some of the people know yoga. Prana is the life force.
Yeah.
Pranayama is the study of life force from breath control. And if you don't know the term prana, you know the word ki or chi, I guarantee. It's the Chinese word from the Chinese medicine. So maybe you know Tai Chi. These exercises also moving a imaginary ball of energy around. Or you know the word from Aikido, the martial art.
Uh-huh.
Ki, chi, ki, it's the same. Same
Okay.
as prana. Another word for energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is fantastic. So let's do this now, Stig. How about we encourage them to do these exercises?
Absolutely. Just once or twice a day.
Okay.
To feel if there's a shift
Yeah.
in different situations, if they're stressed or if they just want to feel better
Yeah.
at home, relax.
And then in the next video,
In the last video, the big finale.
yeah, take it to a whole new level, right? So realize this, that Stig also teaches a lot of yoga teachers, and also because of your unique ability, but also your unique process to use breath hold in a lot of exercises. So
That's basically the main difference. There are wonderful things in yoga and in meditation, and it's spreading more and more now, becoming more and more popular.
Yeah.
I see around the world. My approach is just slightly different, and I try to do things in a simple way. And it's all based on the peak performance from my sports performance, and then from the scientific angle, and then of course my big love and interest for ancient timeless wisdom.
yeah, yeah,
And I try to combine this. Breathology is, as I mentioned before, a 360-degree view on the breathing process. And what I feel is that the breath holding is so valuable, but often not really explored.
yeah.
So that's what the yoga teachers that reach out for me from all around the world, they want me to elaborate more on the breath holding. What benefits can they gain, and how can they become more complete in their practice? And that's the whole idea with breathology, is to give people simple exercises they can use in everyday situations,
Right.
but they're more powerful because the complexity is a bit higher.
Yeah. So in the next video, the last video, we're going to go even deeper with this. Super, super important. And you're going to see another crazy ability that Stig can do, and it's just...
Everyone can do this if they practice.
Really? Everyone can do this if they practice.
Yeah.
All right, that's fantastic. I can't wait. All right, so tune in to the last video. All right, bye for now.